Alright, it's Grandpa BBQ'er Game Cat, and we're looking at the second episode here of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Last episode we just created our character, watched the initial cutscene and the very first continuation of that within the gameplay. We were just being taken to meet the person in charge. On the way, a bunch of robots went crazy, and we're about to start a battle. Now, I play for enjoyment. If you're the type person who looks at min-maxing or getting great strategy tips or so forth, might not be the watch through for you. And if you don't like that, well, as a grandpa, all I can say is get off my lawn, you young whippersnappers. Alright, let's get into this battle. Okay, so we've been ambushed and the battle begins. Start battle. Let's zoom right out to start with. Start battle. Why can't I? Oh, start battle is that. Okay. Okay, so I'm... Movement in combat. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and press X twice to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. One movement point corresponds to one cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 movement points. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, his action can no longer be cancelled. Alright, who have we got going first? Okay. Myself. So have we just got the one servitor? Looks like it. Now, and as you know, I never pre-play these games, I just learn as I go. As you can see, I'm learning as I go. So if I select that, okay, I don't have to move, I can... Missed, okay. Does that mean I can't move now, or I can move now? Let's move over here. Ah, square for pistol, okay. Do I only get one shot, do I? Looks like I do. Can she move over here? Okay, I don't know if I can get her to move now. Oh, triangle. What's triangle? Run and gun. Oh, okay. So... Alright, how do we end turn? So how do I... Okay, wow. I really... Okay, perhaps I should have played this just a touch before. How do I end my turn? Okay, I have got no idea what I'm doing. I can't believe this is so... Why am I being so obtuse? Oh wow, okay, there we go. Alright, let's bring her back here. Because that servitor's gonna... Not enough movement points. Not enough movement points. Okay, well how do I end my turn? Oh, end turn. Okay, up there in the top right, I press the... Oh my gosh. Alright, sorry everybody. As I said, I learn as I go. Okay. Let's move her there.
My tactics are flawless.
And... Can she move anymore? I'll get used to it eventually, but my gosh.
I shall not fear. Nothing I can't do.
I'm not even seeing if I'm getting any hits here.
Not a problem.
Alright, okay.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Okay, end of corridor. Oh, what's this?
None shall stand in my way.
Okay. Now, end of the corridor, does that mean through there, or does it mean down here? Crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear. Okay, disappeared.
Victory awaits.
Okay, where's the observation platform? Over here, obviously.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Okay, we're going to listen in
While you are
silence.
considering your answer, Edelthrad, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Approach.
What is this? Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion?
I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. This is the second candidate for the title of my successor. Step forward. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Okay, so what are we going to choose here? Well, we've got a few options. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in xeno worship. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. I have retained some connections in the Astra Militarum. A few Imperial Guard regiments would take care of the natives, their spirits, and the magma. Sold fortifications have never let me down. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Aeon 6 would be mine. Aeon 6 must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. Or I do not know. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first, no matter what means I would have to use the riches. Okay, that's a possibility. The Astra Militarum is a possibility. I think it's out of number 3 or 4. I'm going to go 4. These certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I'd put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Aeon would be mine. I think I'll go this one.
Yes. Now I see the blood of the dynasty in your veins. Greed disguised as pride and vanity. What say you to that, Edelthrad? There is an answer that is quite different from yours, isn't it?
Perhaps I have not yet acquainted myself with all the intricacies of serving on the frontier. But my loyalty to the God Emperor forbids even a shadow of such thoughts. Heresy, whatever form it might take, must be exterminated. And there can be no place for base ambitions. I know his tenets well, unlike our new acquaintance.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Ethelred. Or we are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our status to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone most disagreeable, Ethelred. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Shut your mouth, Ethelred, before I decide to shut it for you. I think we'll go number 2.
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely...
Ethelred, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered. I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. Ooh, 1 or 3? Let's go 3.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Okay, so that was a bit of a history also of what the rogue traders are. Okay, so Lavinia answers, I am ready to take on this sacred purpose. It's all too sudden for me. One of, does this mean there are other heirs? Let's go number 1, I think.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voigtveer served me for many years before he made his mistake.
One of? Does this mean there are other heirs? Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you? Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? Okay, 3 doesn't sound like a good choice. Sounds a bit arrogant. Let's go with, did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtveer's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Okay, so choices. One of, does this mean there are other heirs? Keeps coming up, I kind of figure I should be choosing that. I've already chosen that one. Let's go with this one that...
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
So if you are satisfied with Ethelthred, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Or, thank you for clarifying, may I ask my questions now? Still think that sounds too arroganty. Arroganty, that's not a word, is it? Let's go if you're satisfied with Ethelthred. With Ethelthred.
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Service in the Astra Militarum is a trial from which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed command of an army is a testament to your astuteness, both on the battlefield and in the tangled net of officer intrigues. I assure you, the company that a rogue trader keeps will offer you plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic skills and your combat prowess. Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the von Valancius line.
Okay, now, thank you for clarifying. Seems not quite as arrogant.
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
I have no more questions. Navigator, translation, what are these things you speak of? And I don't think so. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Where is your ship headed? What are my current responsibilities? Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself a worthy heir? I have no more questions. Let's go this.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Navigator, translation, what are these things you speak of? I feel like Lavina would know that already. Where's your ship headed? What is my current response? Gracious Lord, surely there are ways I can prove myself a worthy heir. Let's go, where is the ship headed?
The Rycad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rycad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Let's go with what are my responsibilities.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
And prove myself a worthy heir. Shall we leave that? It feels like Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself a worthy heir. I feel that more subterfuge might be needed, so I might skip that. I'm not going to ask the first one because I feel that I should know that. I think I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Surrender to the dark powers.
Okay. Initiative. All combats act in turns and their orders is determined by initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen. From bottom to top, the character at the very bottom goes first. Oh, bottom to top. Okay, that's different to every other one. Then the one above them and so on. Okay, Okay, so we've been ambushed. The battle begins. Alright, I think... Oh, where okay, where's the enemy? Back this way. Ah, okay, it's all them there. Ooh, there's quite a few of them. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Alright, I think what we're going to do, 3 of us to 8 of them. 8, 9, 10 of them. 10 of them, 3 of us. Okay, we are going to save here. And this battle will be our next episode, in episode 3. Save game. There we go, done. And main menu. Accept. Alright, that's the end of this one. I watched a couple of reviews on this over the last week, and a lot of people were saying that this was possibly as good as Baldur's Gate 3, which I absolutely love. I still haven't made up my mind on it yet. But as I said, I enjoy my role-playing games, and we'll give this a few more episodes to see how it's going. I can tell already that it's one I am going to continue playing. Whether I think it's worthwhile doing recordings of it, I'll determine after another 3, 4, 5 episodes. Alright everyone, as I said, I play for enjoyment. Yes, I fumbled around a lot during the beginning of that first battle trying to work out the controls, because I learn as I go, the same as you would if you were playing the game for the first time. For those of you who don't like that, then this probably aren't the type watches for you. But as a grandpa, all I can say to those people is, get off my lawn, you young whippersnappers. Alright, see you next episode, everyone.